Okay, so now we're continuing our football club history series and we're looking at Elgin City. Now, they joined the Scottish Football League system the same year that Peterhead did in 2000, but they've got quite an interesting history in their own right. So their nickname is the Black and Whites, due to their black and white kit, and they're founded on the 10th of August 1893 as a merger of two clubs in the city of Elgin in the north of Scotland. That was Elgin Rovers and Vale of Lossy. They merged together on the 10th of August 1893 to form Elgin City Football Club. Now, this is the third club in Elgin to have the name Elgin City. The two previous clubs did not last very long. Their current stadium is called Borough Briggs. They've been there since 1921. It has a current capacity of 4,520. It is, and this is a fun fact, the most northern UK Football League stadium. So it's the most northerly stadium to have league football played in it at the professional level. It is the first club outside of Inverness to win the North of Scotland Cup, which is a Harden League competition that non-league clubs play for. So outside of Inverness, first club to do it. And in 1968, they reached the Scottish Cup quarter-finals. That is the furthest a Harden League side has ever got in the competition. 1968. That's the furthest a non-league side from the Highland League has achieved in the Scottish Cup. And as I say, in 2000, alongside Peterhead, they enter the Scottish League system in the then Scottish Division 3, which is now known as Scotland's League 2. But unlike Peterhead, who played in Division 2 and otherwise known as League 1, by today's standards, they've never been promoted out or relegated back to the Highland League. They have got stuck in what is now Scottish League 2. And this is part of the problem, which we'll look at in a minute, the amount of managerial turnover they've had since being a Scottish Football League side. They've just got stuck. Now, there was a period in the mid-2000s where there was an attempted takeover to inject new funds into the club. It failed. The then assistant manager tried to basically lead a consortium to buy the club, and fans hoped that they might go up the Scottish League system. That's failed to materialise at the time. And so they're sort of stuck in this wanting to get further up the Scottish pyramid in football and just being quite a mediocre lower league Scottish side stuck in the fourth tier. And that's where they've been for 25 years. For 25 years, 24 seasons, they've been stuck in Scotland's League 2. But they've got some interesting records. So the most league appearances, which will be broken, is held by Brian Cameron at 342. He's been at the club since 2008 and he will be playing more games to break that record. So that, I'll put a little asterisk by that. He could play this weekend to make it 343. He could play another season. And so Brian Cameron's league appearance record at 342 will be broken. And by the time many people watch this video, he probably has broken it. The goals, league goals in total since they've been a Scottish Football League side is Craig Gunn holds the record with 114 between 2009 and 2017. So I think the league goals record may get broken, but looking at how long it took Craig Gunn to get that record, and with current player turnover as it is in the modern game, with players not really having that one club entire career kind of loyalty, I think that the league record for goals may stand for a while, although it's only been held since 2017, so that's not long. Another player might decide to stay at the club for a long period of time, be a striker, be very good in the lower levels, and may bang the goals in. Craig Gunn also holds the most league goals in a season since 2000, with 21 in the 2015-2016 season. So that was a very prolific season for Craig Gunn. But goals at all time, so we're also including the Highland League days. Jerry Graham has 371 between 1965 and 1974. So he was scoring at a higher rate in the Scottish non-league, Jerry Graham was, than Craig Gunn did in the Scottish League days. So it's very interesting to note that in a very short spell, in 8 seasons, Jerry Graham was really rifling the goals in at a higher rate than Craig Gunn has done. So that's almost treble the rate that Craig Gunn, over treble the rate that Craig Gunn has. So that's very interesting. The goals per game ratio is 3 times higher in the days of black and white than in the days of full HD colour. Very interesting, that one. Now, talking about the fact that this club has basically got stuck in Scottish League 2 and hasn't really progressed much. Since they joined the Scottish Football League in the 2000-2001 season, they have had 15 managers, be it permanent replacements, like permanent appointments, or interim or a caretaker managers in that 24 season, 25-year period. So Alex Caldwell was the manager at the time that they were elevated to the Scottish Football League. He had been in position from the 24th of February 2000. He lost his job on the 9th of December 2002. Now, the current manager, Alan Hale, has been in position since the 5th of December 2023, so about a year and a half. And that's about the average lifespan of a manager at Elgin City. So I did a bit of calculating, and they've had 15 managers, permanent or caretaker or interim, since the 2000-2001 season. It's now 2025. That means they've got a new manager on average every 1.5 years. They really go through managers, and that I think has impacted their ability to also potentially get promoted through the Scottish League system. Is they've had a high managerial turnover. A very high managerial turnover, which impacts stability and the ability to sign players and a club identity. So I thought that was quite an interesting one to look at, was the managerial turnover. 15 managerial appointments in the time they've been in the Scottish Football League in 25 years for the best, 24 seasons, 25 years. That is a lot. That is a lot of turnover of coaches and managers. So I found that one quite interesting. So there's a brief history of Elgin City, rivals to Peterhead. They joined the same season into the Scottish Football League, both from the Highland League, but they are a former Highland League side who's got the furthest in the Scottish Cup. And I think that quarter-final appearance by a Highland League side or Lowland League side, I don't think gets broken with a deep run into the cup competitions. I think Elgin City will hold on to that. The league appearances, Brian Cameron's going to break his own league appearance record because guess what? He's still a professional player and he's still playing games. Craig Gunn's overall tally of goals since they've been in the league, that may get broken. The goals in the season may get broken, but the goals all time by Jerry Graham, I think that stands at 371. I can't see a player scoring more goals than that, again with player turnover and transfers and how player loyalty is not what it once was, where most players would spend most if not all of their careers at one club back in the day. Now they might be journeymen and move around quite a bit. So I think Jerry Graham's all-time league goals record, includes in the Ireland League, I think that stands. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I have some fans of Elgin City on the channel who pop along. I try and keep these condensed, so I'm not covering every single moment in a club's history. I try and keep them condensed. I found Elgin City quite interesting because they're the most northerly UK Football League stadium. That includes Scotland and England in the UK. And they've got some interesting stats there and some interesting records. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comments section below. And I'll have some more content for you all very, very soon.